so I get to Dubai. They said, don't talk about sex, religion, or politics. I was like, cool. They wanted an authentic Middle Eastern comedy. I was like, bet. I just said something I think they would like, you know? I was talking about how when you're raised by immigrant parents and you get older, you really learn to appreciate all the lessons you were taught. But then you also realize that a lot of it was wrong information. Yeah, like when I was in 5th grade, my dad told me that you can't be gay unless you're 21. I'll tell you what happened, man. I'm in school. I'm in 5th grade. I'm taking this art class. It was first day of school. And in the school I was going to, they also had 6th, 7th, and 8th graders in the same class to assimilate. First day of class, I'm drawing something. This kid comes up to me. I look up, and the kid's like, man, you gay. And then the kid behind him was like, with your gay ass. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty shocked. But the thing is, when I get shocked, I put my hands on my chest. And I gasp. I was like, ah! Why would you say that? The kid was like, that's why. We got into a fight. I lost. She was tough. I got suspended. I went up to my dad. My dad's like, what happened? I'm like, Dad, these kids in school, they called me gay, right? I'm not gay, but they kept saying it. Like, what should I have done? And then my dad was like, Paul, first of all, there is no way you could be gay. You are too young. Gay is for older people, much bigger. Look how small you are. You are small like baby. Anyway, if I were you, don't worry, just be patient. I'm like, wait, what? I just go back to school with this new knowledge. I see those same kids like, hey guys, look, Paul's gay. And I was like, nah, dog, I'm too young. Be patient. And this one kid was like, with your gay ass. I'm like, who is this homophobic hype man? I said that joke, and I got taken off stage immediately. I didn't know what I did wrong. And then Wissam came up to me and he goes, Paul, how can you say the word gay? In Dubai, gay is sex, religion, and politics. We never say the word gay. We say... This dude rebranded gay into a sound. They were upset with me, and I was like, what do you want me to do? And he goes, just leave. Go back to the hotel. So I go back to the hotel. I'm chilling. And then I get a voice note from Wissam. I listen to it, and he goes, Paul, Dubai is very angry. In fact, they are saying they can put you in jail for what you just said. Anyway, enjoy Dubai. And that... I was like, yo, am I about to go to jail right now, bro? Honestly, I opened up my laptop and I Googled things that can get you to go to jail in Dubai. Player. Long list. One of the things on that list is Googling things that can get you to go to jail. I was looking at some of these rules. I was like, this is wild, man. Obviously, things are a lot more different now. They're a lot more open, definitely 100%. But back then, things were tight, right? I looked at this list. It's like you cannot have a public display of affection with someone that you're not married to. You can't have sex with someone that you're not married to. You can't be publicly intoxicated, right? Imagine that. Imagine you're in jail and you see somebody and you're like, what are you in here for? They're like, murder in the first degree. You? White Claw in the second. But that's insane, man. I had this moment where I was just really nervous, and then I kept thinking about my mom. I was like, man, my mom hustled to provide for her family, and that's what I was doing. I was hustling to provide for myself. I was like, I gotta hustle, bro. And also, I ain't afraid, man. I ain't afraid of none of that, bro. I came out here to do authentic Middle Eastern comedy, and if that's a problem, whatever, bro. I ain't afraid of jail. I'm from Detroit, player! Yeah. I was fucking terrified, okay? I was praying the whole time, like, please, God, Jesus, anybody, somebody. Tom Cruise, Jesus, somebody, anybody. Nothing happened. Thank you, Tom Cruise. Nothing happened, man. Honestly, like, I got on the flight, I went back to LA. Wissam called me and he goes, listen, bro, we're good. And I was like, man, Wissam, question, do you think Dubai would ever bring me back? And he was like, Some time goes by, right? And then I get another call from Wissam months later, right? Wissam's like, Paul, by the way, I'm very sorry about everything that happened in Dubai regarding However, there is another opportunity for you. There is a Saudi prince. He is a member of the royal family. He is in Los Angeles. He would like to see a Middle Eastern comedian, and he wants authentic Middle Eastern comedy. Are you available? I was like, Wissam, man, thank you so much for thinking of me. I know there's a lot of people you could have asked. He was like, yes, everyone else was busy. I pulled up anyway. I show up, and it's true. I was at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and then I found out that this dude rented the entire ballroom of this hotel for just him and his 6 friends. That was the show. So I'm about to go on stage and just perform for these people, right? And then before I go on stage, Wissam whispers in my ear and he goes, oh, Paul, one more thing. The prince doesn't speak any English, good luck. And then he just leaves. I was like, Wissam, I told you, my name is Paul. They just shoved me on stage. And the thing is, I'm on stage and I see these 7 Saudi dudes just staring at me. And I don't know which one's the prince, they all look alike. So I just said the first thing that came to my mind. I was just like, if you a Saudi prince, make some noise! And then one dude at the end was like, that is me. I'm the person you're referring to. What the hell? Referring? Dude, that is a huge word for someone that speaks no English. Arabs don't even know how to use the word referring. Arabs are like, I tell you, for me, for him. That's referring. I was like, whatever, man. I'm just gonna say something I think they would like. So I was like, my ex-girlfriend was an Arab, very hairy woman. And then one dude was like, oh yeah. This is true. I was like, yeah, man, very hairy woman. Like, she used to use Head and Shoulders on her head and shoulders. Nobody laughed. It was silence. Honestly, everyone was just looking at the prince, and the prince looked at me and he goes, oh my God. That is so funny. He is saying her head here is like her head here? Ah! I was like, yo, I'm fucking killing right now, dog. Holy shit. Y'all was feeling myself. Before I can get to another joke, we saw him runs on stage and he goes,
The prince would like it if you can repeat the joke again.
This dude tried to turn me into Spotify. I was feeling a type of way about it. I was like, man, I don't want to do that. But then I felt so bad because the prince was looking at me and he goes, please, Bol, tell us, where did she use the shampoo? My ex-girlfriend was an Arab. Very hairy woman. And he was like, they are so hairy! They are so hairy! Aren't they so hairy? His boy's like, oh yeah, this is true. She used to use Head and Shoulders. He was like, here it comes! On her head and shoulders. This dude was like, ah! Is this woman a gorilla? This woman is 100% a gorilla. I must meet this woman. After I said that joke, they were like, okay, you're done. So I leave. I'm about to go to the parking lot. I'm on my way out. And then before I can get to my car, Wissam stops me again. He goes, Paul, by the way, the prince, he thinks you are so funny. In fact, he was wondering if you are free tomorrow. He would like to watch a movie with you. I was like, damn, I'm about to be a princess.